problems throwing chains, etc. And as I say, quite a long way to come, all the way from Auckland. Looks like Jake Turner on one of Andy Aldridge's bikes there. They're all set to race. Race 1 here at Moore Park. Due to go, they're up and away. Who gets the best of it? Looks like it's young George Congreve who makes us through that AB Engineering turn with Jake Turner, the 19A bike there in that second spot. And following him is Sean Cox on the 10C bike in that third position. So the 99 completes one circuit quite comfortably. Oh, Jake Turner gets a little out of shape coming out of that Canterbury Demolition turn, but out in front it's George Congreve who leads the way here with Jake Turner there in that second spot and Sean Cox on that 10C bike in that third position. So they'll get the white flag this time round. It's George Congreve who's got a handy break on the field here now, and he'll take that white flag with 1 lap left to run. In second spot, Jake Turner, and in third place, there's Sean Cox. Are quite well spread out here now as George Congreve goes down that road, Meadows back straight, and through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and takes the checkered flag with a very, very comfortable win there. Coming at home in second place is Jake Turner on the 19A bike, and then the 10C of Sean Cox ends up in that third position. Well, George Congreve, what a handy, handy break. He did that in a time of 64.06. 64.06. So Sam Taylor sitting there in gate 1, Andy Aldridge lining himself up in gate 2, Ben Worley in gate 3, and Dale Finch out here in gate 4. Takes up and they're underway. From the outside, Dale Finch got away pretty smartly, and he's going to head the field down through that McAlpine's turn. In second spot, it looks like it's Sam Taylor, is it? Then we've got Andy Aldridge, and a little bit further back we go to Ben Worley. So Dale Finch leading the way here from the 7i from Invercargill. It's young Sam Taylor. Then we've got Andy Aldridge on the 23C bike, and further back we go to Ben Worley on that 32C bike. Round they come once again. It's still Dale Finch on the 7C bike with the 7i bike of Sam Taylor sitting there in that second place. He goes a little wide. Andy Aldridge closes the gap as they go down through that Concut turn. It's still Dale Finch leading the way from now. Andy Aldridge trying to get his nose in front. Sam Taylor just a little wide. Dale Finch, Andy Aldridge slows a little. Ben Whaley still there in that fourth place. Here's the checkered flag though. Dale Finch, his first ride back, and he makes it a winning one. Second place going to Sam Taylor after a tremendous battle there with Andy Aldridge, who came home in third place on the 7i bike, and Ben Whaley on the 32C bike coming home there in that fourth position. Oh, so we've got no Jackie Major. Sorry about that, folks. Takes up, they're underway. Glenn Sol got away fairly smartly out of that gate 3 or gate 4, whatever one he was in. Michael Hardman has gone up into that second spot. Then we've got Glenn Sol. Then we go back to Greg Crow. So out in front, it is Glenn Sol leading the way on the 13i bike. In that second spot, we've got Michael Hardman on the 34C bike. Then the 22C of Greg Crow. And rounding them out is Phil Coulthard on the 29i bike. So Glenn Sol now with a handy 7 or 8 bike length gap on Michael Hardman as they come through this main straight for the second time. Round they come. Michael Hardman still there in that second spot. Third place is still Greg Crow on that 22C bike, and Phil Coulthard is running in fourth position on the 29i. So Glenn Sol down through that Concut turn he goes, past that Kaiapoi Collision Centre sign. Michael Hardman just losing touch with him a little here now, still sitting in that second place. The 22C of Greg Crow sitting there in that third position, and Phil Coulthard still in that fourth spot. So there was a handy win to Glenn Sol on the 13i. The 34C of Michael Hardman coming home in second place. Third place was the 22C of Greg Crow, and Phil Coulthard on the 29I bike comes home in that fourth position. So tapes up and away they go out of the middle. That looked like Slade Fordyce on that 9i bike from Invercargill. He's away. So too the 44 of Sam Coulthard. So they're 1 and 2 at the moment. Looks like Luca McKinley, the 4C bike, moving around the outside, trying to get up into that third position over the 4C of, no, it's the 5, is it? 5C of Axel Olivera. Sorry, and Dakota Rogers Green rounds them out there in that 6th spot. Jackson Harley on the 33 is back there in that 5th place. So at the moment it's the 44 of Sam Coulthard that's got out in front of Slade Fordyce on that 9 bike. Now it looks like the 4, is it, of Luca McKinley that's moved up into that 3rd place, and the 5C of Axel Olivera there in that 4th position. A little further back we go to Jackson Harley on the 33 bike and Dakota Rogers Green on the 73. So the checkered flag there for Sam Coulthard on that 44. Slade Fordyce on the 9i takes 2nd place. 3rd place I think was the 5C, was it? Oh, no, the 4C of Luca McKinley. Eli looking forward to moving up to the 125s next season. This time, tapes up and away they go. Who gets the best of it? Chase Lang on that 16C bike sitting there in that 2nd spot. It's Oscar Drake though on the 72 that leads the way here at the moment. Slade Ford, Eli Bartley back there on that 5i bike in that 4th place. So that puts the 46C of Rossi McKinley in 3rd place. There's a bit of a battle on here with Oscar Drake and Chase Lang as they come back round through turns 3 and 4. Eventually Chase Lang on the 16C bike gets to the front of the 72 of Oscar Drake. Then we've got the 46 of Rossi McKinley and the 5i of Eli Bartley. They get shown the white flag this time round. Chase Lang, he's got the bit between his teeth and he's away. The 16C of Chase Lang is going to take the win here and take it quite comfortably from the 72C of Oscar Drake. 3rd place was the 46 of Rossi McKinley, and 4th place there the 5i of Eli Bartley. Tapes up and away they go. Dakota Kringle got out of the gate there fairly quickly, so too did the 25 of Caleb Worley. Then we've got Finn Reid on that 86 bike, and the 13C of Chase Burrow rounds them out. So Dakota Kringle all the way from Aridi Park, he leads the charge here. So Finn Reid looks to try and get round the outside of Caleb Whaley as they come through out of turns 3 and 4 once again. Still Caleb Whaley narrowly there in that 2nd spot, and 4th place there is Chase Burrow. Dakota Kringle on that 55i bike gets shown the checkered flag. Finn Reid using just about every bit of an inch of the track as he tries to make inroads on Caleb Whaley in that 2nd spot. But Dakota Kringle will take the win on the 55i. The 25C of Caleb Whaley will come in 2nd place. 3rd place is the 86 of Finn Reid, and 4th place there to the 13C of Chase Burrow. That one tapes up, they're underway. Cormac Buchanan, the 14i bike, once again straight to the lead over the 44 of Mason Coulthard and the 23 of Frankie Ray Lelivre. So Cormac Buchanan is right in amongst it there. The 44i of Mason Coulthard in that 2nd place, and the 23C of Frankie Ray Lelivre in that 3rd place. So Cormac Buchanan, he's opened up a bit of a lead here. He was the winner here yesterday, and it looks like he's keeping up that winning ways here today. Cormac Buchanan, the 14i. Oh, Frankie Ray Lelivre goes for a bit of an excursion on the outfield. So checkered flag here for Cormac Buchanan on the 14i bike. 2nd place going to the 44i of Mason Coulthard, and 3rd place there to the 23C of Frankie Ray Lelivre. That one run in a time of 45.84.
It's action for the whole family. With 23 tracks around New Zealand, there is no better way to spend your weekends than at a Speedway New Zealand track.
Here they come to the start-finish line again.
There's something for the whole family. Sprint cars, saloons, stock cars, sidecars, midgets, and much, much more. Pack up the family and make a trip to adrenaline-filled, action-packed bashes and crashes that only Speedway can deliver. Visit www.speedway.co.nz to find out the track nearest to you. Speedway, it's our summer thing.
Takes up and away they go from the outside. Andy Aldridge got away pretty quickly. John Congreve, though, he's got his nose in front. So Andy Aldridge there in that second place. Ben Wally there in that third position. Through that Concup turn they come. It's George Congreve, the 99C bike, leads the way over the 23C of Andy Aldridge and the 32C of Ben Wally. So George Congreve once again comes out of that red band drainage turn with a 7 or 8 bike length lead over Andy Aldridge in that second spot. At third place, the 32C of Ben Wally. George Congreve will get shown the white flag this time round. Andy Aldridge still sitting there in that second spot, and third place here is the 32C of Ben Wally. There's been no change. So George Congreve, he'll get shown the checkered flag. He'll take the win and take it quite comfortably from Andy Aldridge, the 23C, who ends up in second place, and third place going to the 32C of Ben Wally. So that one run in a time of 66.43, sorry. So Tad Taylor sitting there, he's all set. So too Dale Finch, Sean Cox, Jake Turner, all set. Tapes going away they go. Oh, Jake Turner missed the start. Out in front, it's Sam Taylor and Sean Cox having a battle for that first place. Looks like it's Sean Coxo that's gone for the lead. Sam Taylor sitting there in that second place. Third place is Dale Finch. Oh, sorry, I've got that round the wrong way. Dale Finch leads the way from Sam Taylor. Sean Cox sitting back there in third place, sorry. And there we have Jake Turner in that fourth position after that bit of a mishap at the start. So Dale Finch is leading the way here. He's got young Sam Taylor sitting there in that second spot right with him there. And then we go back to third and fourth, Sean Cox and Jake Turner, who's made up a little bit of ground to catch up on Sean Cox. So through they come once again. It's Dale Finch who'll get shown the white flag from the 7I of Sam Taylor in that second place. The 19A of Jake Turner, he's worked his way up into that third position, and Sean Cox still there in that fourth place. So checkered flag once again for Dale Finch on the 7C bike. The 7I bike of Sam Taylor will come home in second place. Third place goes to the 19A of Jake Turner after that disastrous start. And Sean Cox, the 10C bike, comes home in that fourth position. That one run in a time of 67.496. So tapes up and away they go from the outside. Glenn Soul got away pretty smartly once again, along with Michael Hardman, who's sitting there in that second place. Third place is Greg Crow, and fourth place is Phil Coulthard. So through they come. It's Glenn Soul just narrowly from Michael Hardman in that second spot. Then we've got the 22C of Greg Crow and the 29I of Phil Coulthard in that fourth position. So once again, Glenn Soul on that 39 bike comes out of that Canterbury demolition turn and back down through the Concut turn he goes, with Michael Hardman still there in that second spot on the 34C bike. Then we've got the 22C of Greg Crow in that third place, and the 29I of Phil Coulthard sitting there in that fourth position. They get shown the white flag here. Glenn Soul comes through out of that AB Engineering turn. Michael Hardman still there in that second spot on that 34C bike. Then the 22C of Greg Crow in third place. So another good win there to Glenn Sol. Second place going to Michael Hardman. Third place going to Greg Crow. And fourth place going to the 29i of Phil Coulthard. That one run in a time of 74 seconds neat. So that's Aaron Sullivan, Desmond Shackle, the 35C, gate 1. Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan, the 62C, gate 2. Sam Satherley, Tony McKenzie, the 64N bike, gate 3. Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson, the 15C bike, coming out of gate 4 here. All look happy. Tapes up. The 64N got away fairly smartly, so too the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle. Up in that second spot is Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan, and then a 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson move up the second fairly smartly. Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie, the 64N bike, have just been overhauled there by the 52C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson. Looks like Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie have called it a day. Out in front though, the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle. In that second spot, the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson. And Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan on that 62C bike are in that third position. So round they come once again. Aaron Sullivan, Desmond Shackle still leading the way here from the 15C of Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson, and in that third position, Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan on that 62C bike. Back down through that AB Engineering turn they come. They'll get shown the checkered flag this time. It's Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle that take the win from the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson, and third place there going to Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. That one run in a time of 70.42. Right, heat 1 for the sidecars. We should have the 16C of Carl Foster, Michael Toos in gate 1. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ bike will be in gate 2. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, the 44i bike are in gate 3. And out in gate 4 here, Sean Solly and Nick Case on the 88N bike. They're just making their way up to the gate 3 is James Douglas, Harley Biddle. The 16C of Carl Foster, Michael Toos down there in gate 1. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, gate 2. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, gate 3. The 88N up the way from gate 3. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, they got out of there pretty quickly. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, they're sitting there in that third place. Carl Foster, Michael Toos on that 16C bike are in that third place, and Sean Solly and Nick Case are out there in that third. They've moved up into third after the 16C of Carl Foster, Michael Toos got a wee bit wide back down there in turns 3 and 4. But out in front, James Douglas, Harley Biddle, Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ sitting there in that second spot. Then we've got Sean Solly, Nick Case sitting there in that third place with the 16C of Carl Foster, Michael Toos in that fourth position. So back down that road, medals back straight they go. James Douglas, Harley Biddle leading the way from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Third place, Sean Solly, Nick Case and Carl Foster, Michael Toos on that 16C bike. Down the road, medals back straight for the final time. Back down through that Kaiapoi Collision Centre turn they come. James Douglas and the 44i and Harley Biddle, they'll take the win from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ bike in second place. Third place going to Carl Foster and Michael Toos on that 16C bike. Sorry, the 88N of Sean Solly and Nick Case took third place. Carl Foster and Michael Toos on the 16C ended up in that fourth position. That one run in a time of 66.41. Heat 2 for the sidecars. We should see Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, the 78i in gate 1. Gate 2, Ben Morris, Jeff Roper on the 23C bike. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce on the 4K bike in gate 3, and Nippy Ching and Laurie McMahon, the 8N bike, should be in gate 4. So it looks like Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin still working on that bike, so they haven't quite made it. I'm sure we'll see them later in the program though. As I said, that bike did have a little bit of a miss. It sounded a little flat, so they will be working frantically trying to get that sorted. They've had a pretty hectic time of it over the last 24 hours, or at least less than 24 hours in fact. So Ben Morris, Jeff Roper, gate 2, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, gate 3, Nippy Ching, Laurie McMahon, gate 4. Tapes up and underway. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, they got out pretty quickly. Ben Morris, Jeff Roper sitting there in that second spot, and Nippy Ching, Laurie McMahon are there in that third position. So Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, they the first ones back down the main straight. The 23C of Ben Morris, Jeff Roper sitting there in that second spot. Nippy Ching, Laurie McMahon, the 8N bike, still in third place. Back down through that McAlpine's turn they come. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce still lead the way from Ben Morris and Jeff Roper, and the 88N of Nippy Ching and Laurie McMahon. They've decided they've called it quits and they've gone to the infield. So just the two of them left here now. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, the 4K, come out of that Concut turn with the 23C of Ben Morris and Jeff Roper in that second spot. They've got less than a lap to run now as they come back down through that Canterbury demolition turn. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce on the 4K bike. They'll take the win from the 23C of Ben Morris and Jeff Roper, who have ended up in that second spot. That one run in a time of 65.79. Moving along, we're up to race 12. This is heat 3 for the sidecars. We should be seeing the 7E of Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce in gate 1. Gate 3 will be Corey Lang, Gus Elliott on the 24C bike. And out in gate 4 we've got Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow, the father and son combination on that 96C bike. So Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce, the 7E. Gate 1. Gate 3, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, the 24C bike, and the 96C bike of Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrow, the father and son combination. Out here in gate 4. Tapes go, away they go. The 24C of Corey Lang and Gus Elliott got out of there fairly smartly, so too the 7E of Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce. Coming under a wee bit of pressure from Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow though. Although Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce, they just got a wee bit of a break on them though. The 24 of Corey Lang, Gus Elliott have built up a fairly handy lead fairly rapidly as they move into the second lap here. Down through that Canterbury collision turn they come. Kaiapoi collision turn, sorry. And still Corey Lang, Gus Elliott leading the way from the 7E of Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. Third place still Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow. Out of the Concut turn they come. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott get shown the white flag this time. Second place still the 7E of Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce. And third place is still Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow on the 96C bike. So a good win here to Corey Lang and Gus Elliott on that 24C bike. Second place is going to go to Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce on the 7E. And the 96C of Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow end up in that third position. That one runner in a time of 66.17. Race 13 for the sidecars, heat 4 coming out here. We should have the 858i of Aidan Twaits and Shane Twiss in gate 2. Rob Miller, Red George on the 8G bike come out of gate 3, and gate 4 is the 13C of Liam Stockman and Blair Locke. In the sidecars, they're sitting there ready. So too Rob Miller, Red George, Liam Stockman, Blair Locke. Underway they get. It's Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist once again that go to the lead from Rod Miller and Red George on that 8G bike, who are right there with them as they come through that Canterbury Demolition turn. Liam Stockman, Blair Locke are sitting there in that third place of the 13C bike. But this is the 58i now that's opened up a little bit over Rob Miller, Red George as they go down that road medals back straight once again. It's the 58i of Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist over the 8G of Rob Miller, Red George in that second spot. And third place still Liam Stockman, Blair Locke on that 13C bike. So Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist out of that Concat turn, they get shown the white flag. Second place still Rob Miller and Red George, and third place is still Liam Stockman, Blair Locke. There's been no change. So out of the Concat turn they come once again. Aidan Twaits, Shane Twist will take the win from the 8G of Rob Miller and Red George, and third place there to Liam Stockman and Blair Locke on that 13C bike. That one run in a time of 63.99, pretty rapid. 63.99, one of the fastest times so far today. Gate 4. Oh, Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, they've just rolled forward into the tape a little. It's all good. They're all good. Oh, this time he's got to go back. So unfortunate for Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox. Touch the tapes, they're out here today. been no change as they go back down that Road Medals back straight. Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger, they'll take the win and take it comfortably from the 22G of Jason Rees and Callum Innes. That one run at a time of 67.20. Sorry about that, folks. We lost a little bit of audio there for a minute or two. Right, race 15 in the program. This is Division 2 sidecars, Heat 2. Sam Southerly, Tony McKenzie, the 64N bike coming out of gate 1. Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson, the 15C bike come out of gate 2. Aaron Sutherland and Desmond Shackle come out of gate 3 on the 35C bike. And the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby come out of gate 4. Boys out there at gate 4 just making sure they're not going to roll forward. There's just a bit of a problem there where the bikes do roll forward a little out of that gate. So this time, tapes are up, they're underway. It looked like the 35C of Aaron Southern, Desmond Shackle. They've got away pretty well. 64N, Sam Southerly just hanging on to that second place. The 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby, though, they slide up underneath them. The 15C goes out high and wide. Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson, they've gone back to that 4th position. But it's the 35C of Aaron Sutherland, Devon Shackle that lead the way over the 92C of Ben Matheson, James Shelby. 3rd place now is Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson. Sam Southerly and Tony McKenzie now go back up into 3rd. Tony McKenzie, Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson try to get back round the outside of them once again. So, leading the way here, the 35C, Aaron Sutherland, Desmond Shackle in that 1st place. 2nd place, still the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby. They'll take the win. The 35C of Aaron Sutherland and Desmond Shackle take that win and take it quite comfortably from the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby. 3rd place going to Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson on that 15C bike. And Sam Southerly, Tony McKenzie coming in 4th place of the 64N. And that was run in a time of 69.73. Of Sean Cox. Well, George Congreve down that road middle, back straight he goes. He's got Sam Taylor sitting there in 2nd place off the 7i bike. Then the 32C of Ben Wally in that 3rd position, and the 10C of Sean Cox in that 4th place. They'll get shown the white flag this time round. It's George Congreve got a handy break on the field here. 7i, Sam Taylor still in that second spot. Ben Woolley, the 32C, sitting there in that third place. And fourth place still Sean Cox on the 10C bike. Take nothing away from George Congreve though. There's another good win to the 99 bike of George Congreve. The 7i of Sam Taylor comes home in second place. The 32C of Ben Woolley takes that third position. And fourth place there going to the 10C of Sean Cox. That one run in a time of 66.01. 66.01 was the time. Right, heat 6 for the solos, race 17 on the program. We should be seeing the 23C of Andy Aldridge, the 7C of Dale Finch, and the 19A of Jake Turner. Andy Aldridge coming out of gate 1. No, it looks like, oh yeah, no, there's Jake Turner. He's made the grade, he's out there. Dale Finch will come out of gate 2 on that 7C bike, and the 19A of Jake Turner will be in gate 3. All set. Pipes rise, away they go. Oh, Dale Finch gets it up in there as he gets off the line. From the outside, Jake Turner goes round the outside of Andy Aldridge, but Andy Aldridge keeps it down low and he hits the front as they go down through that Concut turn. So it's Andy Aldridge on the 23C bike that leads the way here from the 19A of Jake Turner and the 7C of Dale Finch. So Andy Aldridge down the road, middles back straight he goes. Second place now is Dale Finch. He slides in underneath Jake Turner to claim that second spot. Jake Turner goes back to third on the 19A, but out in front it's the 23C of Andy Aldridge. Back down through that red band drainage turn he comes. Second place still Dale Finch on that 7C bike, and the 19A of Jake Turner in that third position. They get shown the white flag. They've got less than half a lap to run now. It's still Andy Aldridge as he comes down past that Concut sign with Dale Finch in that second spot. Third place, Jake Turner. So another good win there to Andy Aldridge on the 23C. Second place going to Dale Finch on the 7C bike. And third place there to Jake Turner on the 19A. That one run in a time of 65.79. So we're up to race 18 in the program, folks. This is Solos Division 2, Heat 3 coming up for contest here. We should see in gate 2 Michael Hardman on the 34C bike. Gate 3 the 13I of Glenn Soul. Gate 4 the 22C of Greg Crow, and the 29I of Phil Coulthard coming out of gate 5. Canterbury's chance points being gained here. Also the New Zealand short track champs. Tapes up, they're underway. Looks like Glenn Soul, he got the best of it. Michael Hardman in that second spot. Third place is Greg Crow on that 22C bike, and Phil Coulthard, the 29I, sitting there in that fourth position. First place though still Glenn Soul on that 13I. Michael Hardman, the 34C, coming up in that second spot. Third place Greg Crow, the 22C. Phil Coulthard, the 29I, in that fourth position. Through they come once again. Out of that McAlpine turn is Glen Sol. Down past the road medal sign on that back straight he goes. He'll get shown the white flag this time round. Second place still Michael Hardman on that 34C bike. The 22C of Greg Crow still in that third position. And fourth place is Phil Coulthard on the 29I. So another win here to Glen Sol on the 13I. He'll take the win from Michael Hardman in second spot on the 34C bike. Then the 22C of Greg Crow claims third place, and fourth place will go to Phil Coulthard on the 29I. That one run in a time of 72.35. 72.35 was the time. Right folks, race 19 on the program. Division 2, Heat 2 of the Pee-wees. We should see Axel Olivera, the 5C bike, coming out of gate 1. Slade Fordyce, the 9i bike from Moore Park, comes out of gate 2. Dakota Rogers Green, the 73C, comes out of gate 3. Jackson Harley on the 33C comes out of gate 4. Luca McKinley, the 4C bike, comes out of gate 5. And Sam Coulthard on the 44I bike will come out of gate 6. All happy, tapes rise. Oh, very quickly out the gate was the 4C of Luca McKinley, the 9I of Slade Fordyce in that second spot. Then we've got the 44I of Sam Coulthard just slipping through the inside of him there. Then we go to the 5, is it, of Axel Olivera in that fourth spot, and Dakota Rogers Green rounds him out in that fifth position. So it's the 4 of Luca McKinley coming under a bit of pressure from the 44 of Sam Coulthard as they make their way round Dakota Rogers Green. Back through they come. It's the 44I of Sam Coulthard, keeps it down low. The 4C of Luca McKinley goes up and moves back to that second spot. Then we've got the 9I of Slade Fordyce in that third place, and the 4C of Luca McKinley in that fourth position. So a good win there to Sam Coulthard on the 44I. From the second place getter, the 4C of Luca McKinley. Then we had the 9I of Slade Fordyce coming home in that third place. The 5C of Axel Olivera got fourth place, and fifth place going to Dakota Rogers Green on that 73C bike. That was done in a time of 61.58. 61.58. Right. Division 1 Pee-wees Heat 2, Rossi McKinley on the 46C bike. Coming out of gate 1, Eli Bartley, the 5I bike, comes out of gate 2. Chase Lang, the 16C bike, should be coming out of gate 3. And the 72C of Oscar Drake on the outside here, gate 4. Motors rev, away they go. Oscar Drake got out of there fairly smartly, so too did Rossi McKinley, but it's Oscar Drake that hits the front. Now Chase Lang once again on that 16C bike, he moves himself up into that second spot, and Rossi McKinley goes back to third, and the 5I of Eli Bartley rounds him out in that fourth position. Oscar Drake coming under a wee bit of pressure here now from Chase Lang on that 16C bike. Chase Lang hits the front. Oscar Drake goes back to second spot. The 46 of Rossi McKinley's got to be content with third. And Eli Bartley on that 5I bike back there in that fourth place. They get shown the white flag. It's still the 16C of Chase Lang from the 72C of Oscar Drake. Then the 46C of Rossi McKinley and the 5I of Eli Bartley. Another good win there to Chase Lang on the 16 bike. The 72C bike of Oscar Drake comes home in second place. Third place went to the 46C of Rossi McKinley. and Eli Bartley came home in 4th place on that 5i bike. That one was run in a time of 50.99. 50.99 was the time. Race 20 in the programs, folks. This is the 125cc Heat 3. We should see the 44i of Mason Coulthard coming out of gate 1. The 55i of Dakota Kringle coming out of gate 2. The 86i of Finn Reid coming out of gate 3. And the 14i of Cormac Buchanan coming out of gate 4. Tapes rise and away they go from the outside. Cormac Buchanan got away fairly smartly, so too Dakota Kringle. So there's a bit of a battle on here. Cormac Buchanan and Dakota Kringle for 1 first and second. Cormac Buchanan hits the front on that 14i bike. Dakota Kringle, the 55i. He tries to slide back up underneath Cormac Buchanan. He doesn't quite pull it off. 3rd place is the 44i of Mason Coulthard, and Finn Reid on the 86i. He uses all the track trying to get round the outside of Mason. But it's Cormac Buchanan now who's got a couple of bike lengths over Dakota Kringle and the 44i of Mason Coulthard, and young Finn Reid of the 86i rides them out in that 4th place. Through they come. It's going to be Cormac Buchanan who'll take the win. 2nd place going to Dakota Kringle on the 55i. The 44i of Mason Coulthard takes 3rd place, and the 4th place there going to the 86i of Finn Reid. That one run in a time of 46.36. 46.36 was the winning time for Cormac Buchanan. Right, Heat 4, Caleb Worley, the 25C, Chase Burrow, the 13C, and Frankie Ray Lelivre, the 23C. Caleb Worley should be in gate 1, Chase Burrow, gate 2, Frankie Ray Lelivre, gate 4. Caleb Worley having a bit of a problem there. So boys, so just Chase Burrow and Frankie Ray. So it's Frankie Ray Lelivre that hits the lead here on the 23C bike from Chase Burrow on the 13C. Frankie Ray fires it back down into turns 1 and 2. And Chase Burrow sitting there in that 2nd place on the 13C bike. Frankie Ray cranks it round sideways through turns 1 and 2 once again. Slides back through turns 3 and 4 here. Gets shown the white flag. Chase Burrow, the 13C, just a little bit further behind there. But it's going to be a good win here to Frankie Ray Lelivre. He'll take the win and take it quite comfortably from the 13C of Chase Burrow. That one run in a time of 49.08. On the 10C, Ben Whaley in 3rd place on that. Jake Turner goes down, so Ben Whaley goes up, Wally goes up into that 2nd spot, and Sean Cox in that 3rd place. Jake Turner back up and running again. So it's Andy Aldridge who is leading the charge here from the 32 of Ben Wally in that 2nd place. Sean Cox, the 10C bike, in 3rd place, and the 19A of Jake Turner in that 4th position after that bit of a fall down there in turn 2. They've got 1 lap left to go. It's still Andy Aldridge as he comes out of that McAlpine turn. Ben Worley not making much of an impression on him as they go down that road, medals back straight. Out of that red band drainage turn they come, and Andy Aldridge will take the win from the 32C of Ben Worley. 3rd place will go to the 10 of Sean Cox, and 4th place going to the 19A of Jake Turner. The time there, 69.60. Rightio, Solo Division 2. Coming up here, the 29i of Phil Coulthard coming out of Gate 1. The 13i of Glenn Sol coming out of Gate 2. Gate 3 is the 34C of Michael Hardman. And Gate 5 is the 22C of Greg Crow. Tapes up, they're underway. Who gets the best of it? Once again, Glenn Sol out of that Gate 2 takes the lead here. Then Greg Crow and Michael Hardman have got a bit of a battle on here for 2 and 3. And fourth place is at the moment Phil Coulthard on that 29 bike. Michael Hardman goes up into that second place. The 22C of Greg Crow is sitting there in that third position. But once again, Glenn Sol leads the field here as they go down through that Concut turn, and out of that red band during his turn he comes. Still Glenn Sol from Michael Hardman in that second spot on the 34C bike. The 22C bike of Greg Crow in that third position, and the 29i of Phil Coulthard in that fourth place. White flag this time round. Showing to Glenn Sol, Michael Hardman, Greg Crow and Phil Coulthard. Down the road, medals back straight for the final time. Glenn Sol. Out of that Canterbury demolition turn he comes for the checkered flag. So another good win there to Glenn Sol. Second place to Michael Hardman on the 34C bike. Third place goes to the 22C of Greg Crow, and the 29i of Phil Coulthard comes home in that fourth position. That one run in a time of 75.50. So all set and ready. Dale Finch right out on the outside here. Sam Taylor infield a little bit. Gate 3, Andy Eldridge Gate 2, George Congreve Gate 1. All lined up. Capes Rise are underway. Andy Aldridge got away smartly, so too did Dale Finch. So Andy Aldridge hits the front as they come out of that McKell Point turn. Dale Finch sitting there in that second spot. Third place is Sam Taylor. Unfortunate for George Congreve. He struck a problem and sitting down there on the infield. Dale Finch looks to try and slide underneath Andy Aldridge. He gets it a little bit wrong and loses a bit of ground as they come out of that AB engineering turn. It's all Dale Finch, Andy Aldridge here at the moment on the 23C bike from the 7C of Dale Finch and the 7I of Sam Taylor. Back down through that road, medals back straight they go into that Concut turn. It's still Andy Aldridge. He gets shown the white flag. Dale Finch, he's still right there with him as they go through that Canterbury demolition turn. It's still Andy Aldridge from Dale Finch and Sam Taylor, the 23C of Andy Aldridge. He'll take the checkered flag. He'll take the win. He'll win the solos here today at Moore Park. He is the short track national champ. Well done to Andy Aldridge. Take nothing away from Dale Finch. He fought a bit of a battle there. didn't quite pull it off. He ended up in second place, and third place to the youngster Sam Taylor, coming home on that 7i bike in third place. So put your hands together for Andy Aldridge as he heads around with that checkered flag. He's the winner of the short track national champs here at Moore Park. Well done to Andy Aldridge. Bit sad for George Congreve, striking that problem down there in that Kaiapoi collision centre turn and not being able to compete in the event. Great wheel stand down the back straight from Dale Finch, showing off his skills. He hasn't lost any of it since he's been away riding in the 600 class on the hard track. Andy Aldridge once again gets it up on the back wheel. Good to see. As you may well know, Andy had a bit of a hiatus away from solo racing, had a bit of a break, but he's come back, and he's come back better than ever. So well done to Andy Aldridge. Rightio folks, we're moving up along into Division 2 sidecars, Heat 3. We've got the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan coming out of Gate 1. We've got the 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie coming out of Gate 2. We've got the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby coming out of Gate 3. And we've got Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle on the 35C bike coming out of Gate 4. Division 2 sidecars, Heat 3. Tapes up and away they go. The 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby got out of the gate fairly smartly, so too did the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Des Shackle. The 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie are in that third position, and the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan are sitting there in that fourth place. So at the moment, it's the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby that lead the charge down through that Canterbury demolition turn. Second place is the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Des Shackle. Third place still the 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie, coming under a bit of pressure from the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. Back through they come. The white flag gets shown to the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby. Second place is still the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Des Shackle. Third place still the 64N of Sam Satherley, Tony McKenzie, but take nothing away from the winner here. The 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby take it quite comfortably from the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Des Shackle. Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie on that 64N bike came home in third place, and fourth place went to the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. That one run in a time of 69.60. Right, the next race on the program is race 25. We're just about halfway through the program, folks. This is Heat 6 for the sidecars. We should see the 44i of James Douglas and Harley Biddle in Gate 1. The 7E of Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce in Gate 2. And Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce on the 4K bike will come out of Gate 4. Tapes up, they're underway. James Douglas, Harley Biddle got away fairly smartly, so too Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. And we've got Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce in the mix as well. So, James Douglas, Harley Biddle, they're the first ones down through that Kaiapoi collision centre turn. They've got Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce right on their tail as they head back down through that red band drainage turn. They look to slide up underneath James Douglas and Harley Biddle. They don't quite pull it off down there in turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happens through turns 3 and 4. Still James Douglas and Harley Biddle. They're up fairly high and wide. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce keep it down low. Third place is still Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce on that 7E bike. But look at these guys out in front. James Douglas, Harley Biddle. There's nothing between them and Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce on that 4K bike as they slide back through that Concut turn. Back down that road, Medals back straight for the final time. Down through that McAlpine's turn they come. It's James Douglas and Harley Biddle. They'll take the win from Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce in that second spot. And third place, not quite going to Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. They sort of got a bit sideways coming out of that turn and ended up on the infield. That was run in a time of 66.15. Fast and furious stuff from the sidecars, I'm sure you'll agree, and a good win there to James Douglas and Harley Biddle from Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. It never said die. They were right there. You could have thrown a blanket over them throughout most of that race. Right. Race 26 in the program, Heat 7 for the sidecars. We should see the 8G of Rob Miller and Red George. The 42C of Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox coming out of gate 2. And Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ bike out here in gate 4. So gate 3 empty here. Lining them up. Rob Miller, Red George. Down there in gate 1, Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, gate 2, Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield out here in gate 3. Gate 4, sorry. Oh! Tapes goes. So they're underway. Rob Miller, Red George, Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, 1 and 2. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield get underneath them as they come out of that Concut turn. So Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield go to the lead. They've got Rob Miller, Red George still sitting there in that second place, and third place Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox. So Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ bike slides back down through that red band drainage turn. Second place is still Rob Miller and Red George. Third place still Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox. They get shown the white flag here. Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Oh, looks like Rob Miller, Red George got it all wrong. Oh, they just about collect Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox as well. But Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, they've moved up into that second place. I would imagine that Rob Miller, Red George will be excluded. But take nothing away from the 2NZ bike of Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. They have taken the win here. Second place would go to Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox, and I would think that Rob Miller and Red George would be excluded for that infield excursion. That was run in a time of 66.08. 66.08 was the time. Rightio folks, Heat 8 for the sidecars, race 27 in the program. We should see the 8N of Nippy Chig, Laurie McMahon in gate 1. Or are they out there? Yes, they are. Corey Land, Gus Elliott, the 24C bike, gate 2. Carl Foster and Michael Toos on the 16C bike are gate 3. And right out here on the outside in gate 4, Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist on the 58I bike. Heat 8 for the sidecars, race 27 in the program. Capes Rise are underway. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist from the outside gate got away pretty quickly. They're all bunched together as they go through that Concord turn. It looks like Aidan Twait, Shane Twist have gone into that second place. Corey Lang, they've slipped up to first. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott go back to third. And the 18 of Nippy Chin and Laurie McMahon are in that third position. Fourth place is Carl Foster, Michael Toos. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist back down through that AB Engineering turn they come. They've got Corey Lang, Gus Elliott on that 24C bike in that second place. This time the 16C bike of Carl Foster and Michael Toos get in front of Nippy Ching and Laurie McMahon, who've gone back into the infield, so they're out of it. Just the three of them now. The 58i of Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist get shown the white flag. Oh, looks like Carl Foster, Michael Toos have come adrift as well. So it's Corey Lang, Gus Elliott in that second spot. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist in that first place. So Aidan Twait, Shane Twist will take the win from Corey Lang and Gus Elliott on that 24C bike. And a couple of defections there from Nippy Ching, Laurie McMahon and Carl Foster, Michael Toos, both having a DNF. That one run in a time of 68.73, 68.73. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, they got in front there for a little bit, but Aidan Twait, Shane Twist managed to get through into first place, and they held off Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, who tried everything they could to regain that first place. They didn't quite pull it off though, unfortunately. Right, heat 9 for the sidecars, race 28 in the program. We should see the 13C of Liam Stockman and Blair Locke coming out of gate 1. The 27A of Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger coming out of gate 2. Sean Solly and Nick Case on the 88N bike will come out of gate 3. And hopefully the 78I of Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin will come out of gate 4. Liam Stockman, Blair Locke, they're set, they're ready. Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger have moved in. Sean Solly, Nick Case on the 88N bike are there. Capes Rise, away they go. Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin, they got out pretty quickly, so do Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger. Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin down that road, medals back straight. It looks like they've sorted the problem all right. Through the Canterbury Demolition turn they come. It's Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin from Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger in that second spot. Third place is Sean Solly, Nick Case, and fourth place Liam Stockman and Blair Locke. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, they lead the charge here. They're coming under a bit of pressure though from Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger on that 27A bike. Third place is Sean Solly and Nick Case, and fourth place is still Liam Stockman and Blair Locke. But Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, they get shown the white flag from the 27 of Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger, who's still sitting there in that second place. Sean Solly, Nick Case on the 88N bike are in that third place. Well, the hard work's been worth the effort. Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin have taken a win, and I'll bet they're as pleased as punch. Well done to Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin. They've had a pretty full-on last 15 or 16 hours or so, has been pretty flat out. That one was run in a time of 67.38. 67.38. The win there going to Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin. Second place going to the 27A of Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger. Third place going to Sean Solly and Nick Case on the 88N bike. And Liam Stockman and Blair Locke on that 13C bike come home in that fourth position. got Ben Morris, Jeff Roper sitting there ready. Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows, they're sitting there in that second spot. Third out in the 22G is Jason Rees, Calaminus. Away they go. It looks like Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows, who just got the front there from Ben Morris and Jeff Roper. They've got Jason Rees and Calaminus right there in the mix as well. There's nothing in it here as they come down the start-finish straight for the first time. It's still Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows just narrowly from Ben Morris, Jeff Roper. Ben Morris, Jeff Roper put a bit of pressure on as they go down that road medals back straight. They're side by side as they go through the Canterbury demolition turn. Out they come. Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows just narrowly in front of Ben Morris, Jeff Roper sitting there in that second place. The power goes back on as they go down that road medals back straight. Jason Rees, Calaminus get a little out of shape in that third position, but it's still Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows. Down through that red band drainage turn they go once again. Ben Morris, Jeff Roper close up on them as they head back down through that McAlpine turn. It's still Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows on the 96C who'll take the win from Ben Morris and Jeff Roper. Third place going to Jason Rees and Calaminus. Well, what a battle, first and second, folks. That was a race. There was nothing in it for those 4 laps between 1 and 2. Right, race 30 in the program is Heat 4 for the Division 2 sidecars. We should see the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson coming out of gate 1. The 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby coming out of gate 2. The 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan coming out of gate 3. And the 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie coming out of gate 4. This time the tapes go up. The 92C of Ben Matheson, James Shelby got out fairly smartly, so too the 64N of Sam Satherley, Tony McKenzie, and I think it was the 62C or the 15C, sorry, of Dave Buckland, Chris Johnson in that third spot. So through they come. It's the 92C of Ben Matheson, James Shelby that have got the lead here from the 62C of the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson, then the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan, then the 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie in that 4th place. So still the 92C of Ben Matheson, James Shelby leading the way here from Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson on that 15C bike. Then the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan in that 3rd position, and the 64N of Sam Satherley and Tony McKenzie in that 4th place. So through that long cut turn they come for the final time. Ben Matheson, James Shelby take the win from the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson in that 2nd place. 3rd place going to Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan on the 62C bike, and Sam Satherley, Tony McKenzie on that 64N bike came home in that 4th position. That was running a time of 70.28. So not too far off the A grade, boys, these Division 2 sidecars.
Okay, here we go with one of the round winners here in the last round of the New Zealand Sidecar Short Track Championship. It's been a long day, 8 into 8s. Well done, fantastic run for you.
Yeah, no, we're pretty happy with our first heat out. There's a bit of moisture in the track. They've done a really good job of prepping it, which made for a fast track.
Okay, so any changes to the bike? I see you're just quite happy to leave it at the moment.
No, well, we just broke the track record here, so yeah, I won't be doing any changes at the moment. It's going to go slick. It's a nice warm day here, so it's going to dry out. But at this stage, we'll just leave it. But pretty happy.
All right, so first blood to you. So just any game plan for today, or just go out and do what you've just done?
No, we're just going to stick with what we done yesterday. We sort of had a bit of a plan. We stuck to it, and as the track slickened off, it seemed to come to plan. So yeah, we'll stick with it.
Absolutely, and of course some good sponsor on the bike too, mate. By the looks of things, who looks after you?
Yeah, South Coast Customs, they build the bike, and then we've got Tisbury Machinery, Automotive Industrial Paints, Thwaites Logging, TNL Motors, Thwaites Contracting, and Dynatech. Scott Reed does the engines at Southland Mechanical.
Okay, well, best of luck for the rest of the racing.
Okay, thanks, Jace.
Alrighty, here we go with these guys, mate. To spend a bit of an effort over the night, obviously, with the 78 bike of Paul Humphrey and, of course, yourself, Ricky Pubbin. Mate, what's the deal? What's going on? Is this thing going to hold up or what?
Yeah, well, we can only hope and pray from here. We took the engine out last night and got a couple of people to bring up another. Well, the engine was in the motorbike frame as it was, so they brought that up. They got here at 5:30 this morning, and then we went and assembled.
Did you have a hard night that it made it harder for you, or did you just get plenty of rest knowing full well what was going to happen at 5:30 in the morning?
Oh, no, we pretty much just got it apart as quick as we could and then rested up, and we knew it was going to be a big day today.
How's this motor hanging in?
Hard to say, it's early days.
Does it feel good?
Yeah, we didn't have the return. The return was wide open before, so we weren't getting the right amount of fuel pressure, so it was starving itself. So yeah, it's hard to say at this stage. We're just having some issues with the clutch at the moment, but hopefully an oil change and check of clutch plates and that will fix that.
I can see Paul's just fired it up in the background. It doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Nah, it sounds all right. Yeah, that exhaust on that and carb package really works, so hopefully we can make something happen today.
Good sponsors, mate. You probably need to thank them right about now.
Yeah, BMAX Sheet Metal, Menifee Trucking, the Park Master, Dynatech, just everybody that looks after us, so we really appreciate it.
I think we all sort of wish you best of luck, bud.
Cheers, guys.
Righto, folks, we had to catch up with these guys. Of course, fantastic considering the story that's behind this. Last night we had a blown engine. You know, there's been a lot of people that have obviously got your bike back up and going again. Look, you weren't here until probably about 40 minutes before the meeting was due to start. Talk us through it, man. How did it all come about, and what did you have to do to get this thing on the track?
Well, where do I start? Now, a lot of friends chipped in to help out, and Tasha's daughter Brittany and her partner drove from Invercargill to Christchurch with another motor that was still in a bike, a wrecked bike. So Scott Reed, I was always buying that motor off him. Turns out I needed it a little bit earlier, so we jacked up Scott's wife in Invercargill to open up the gates at his dyno workshop, and we had to shuffle a few trailers and things to get this bike out. I think they left Invercargill about 11 o'clock last night and did the midnight shuffle and got here. Must have been 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. And so, we had to basically, the thing that held us up to get in here so late, we had to bloody get some oil from Super Cheap Autos. Opened at 8:30. So, but me and Ricky pulled the motor out of that thing last night. Whilst the party was going on at Aldridge's house. So, no distractions at all, eh? No. No, it was good fun. It was all part of it, and we were having a laugh, we were having a beer. So, what can you do about these things? You know, there's no point grinching and folding and going home.
The thing was that when I spoke to you last night, it was it. You were done. You were going to load the bike, go and party up. What happened?
I think Scott Reed said, "Why don't you?" And Twissy said, "Why don't you go get that motor?" And I'm twiddling my thumbs, and I thought, "Oh, what a mission! That means we'd have to find." He goes, "There's heaps of people around that'll do a midnight mission. You know, like that's what it's all about." And yeah, sure enough, we found someone.
Speedway community, though, isn't it? I mean, it's just amazing that everybody pulls together when they need to and stuff, and it's another bike out there, and, mate, you got your rewards. Hopefully it'll continue on to be even bigger, but certainly a win under the belt, considering the circumstances, has got to be a good thing.
Yeah, to get that win just then, that was it was cool, real cool. That just put a smile on mine and Ricky's face and made it worthwhile, and so we just didn't know what it was going to do. It's got high Ks, it's a 1999 motor. But just everyone that chipped in behind us here in the pits and just jumped in with their spanners and helped us out, and the boys lending us their bikes yesterday just got us out there to gather points, for the Canterbury champs and stuff. And hey, we're too far behind it now, but it just got us out there, and everyone's like a Speedway family. It's real cool.
Absolutely, and we've said to Ricky before about looking after your sponsors, and clearly they are your everything at the moment, and obviously these people that have helped you as well. You've already mentioned somebody that brought the motor up, but your sponsors, who does look after you?
Menifee Trucking from Palmerston North, Brian, and BMAX Sheet Metals, my boss, in Invercargill. You've got Scotty Reed at Dynatech. You've got SC Refurbishments. So just the local guys around Invercargill and Menifee, so and myself and Tash. So it's pretty cool.
Mate, I just hope you go on to do the whole deal. I'm not going to jinx you. I'm not a commentator today, so it won't be a commentator's curse, but hey, best of luck for the rest of the racing today, bud.
I like to do things the hard way.
Good stuff, thanks, mate. There we go, of course, that is Paul Humphrey in the 78 iBike, and everybody knows the story behind it, and you heard it from the man himself. Stay tuned to the Pits TV. We're going to catch up with another couple of people. Righto, folks, down in the deep, dark depths of the pits here, that's for sure, and we've got the defending New Zealand short track champion, Dave Gannon, at a 4K bike, mate. Well, it's been a wee while since we've caught up with you. It was yesterday. Yesterday, bit average for you, but you're finding some form today?
Yeah, we're starting to find a little bit of form. We change a bit of gearing and try and do something different, trying to catch the fast guys. Yeah.
I see the track though a little bit different to start with. It was a bit dry and a bit moisture was held inside the on the track and stuff. Is that what you found in your first heat?
Yeah, I actually quite like a drivey track. I don't like it when it goes all dusty and slick. Yeah, so if they can get that drive back, it'll be good.
Absolutely, not a good chance. They were, being the Moore Park circuit's usually, pretty good like that, isn't it? Bike itself, though, you guys performing okay?
Yeah, no, we're going good. The bike's going good after a couple of gremlins from yesterday, but got all them sorted out, and yeah, it's going fine.
Right, a good sponsors, mate, who looks after you?
Just me.
Yeah, we said that yesterday too, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But so Dave Gannon, he's a good bugger. He needs a sponsor. So if anybody out there's got a couple of dollars, come and see the man. He's obviously doesn't do too badly, eh?
Yeah, no, thanks. And you should really go and interview Dylan Millen.
I'm going to, actually. I think we should catch up with Dylan very shortly, eh? Cheers, bud. Okay, there we go, folks. Of course, Dave Gannon, defending short track champion. We'll come back and talk to Dylan Millen after he's had his race. I can see he's trying to run away now anyway. We'll be back shortly. Cheers, guys.
Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce will come out of gate 1. We should see Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrow, the 96C bike coming out of gate 2. The 8N of Nippy Ching, Laurie McMahon. Maybe if they've got that bike sorted, they will be there coming out of gate 2, sorry. And Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger, the 27A bike will be coming out of gate 4. So it looks like Nippy Ching and Laurie McMahon haven't quite sorted their little problem they had in that one of those earlier heats. They haven't made it into this one. So we've got Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, as I say, coming out of gate 1 on that 4K bike. Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrow coming out of gate 2 on that 96C bike. And coming out of gate 4, Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger on the 27A bike. Just waiting on Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrow, the father and son combination rolling up here. This time tapes up, they're underway from the outside. Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger got away fairly smartly, so do Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. So who gets the best of it as they head down that road? Medals back straight. Looks like Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce have just got a narrow lead over the 27A of Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger as they head down into that red band drainage turn. The 96C of Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows sitting there in that 3rd place. So Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, nothing between them and the 27A of Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger. Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger get a little out of shape coming out of turn 4. Lose a little bit of ground. Out of the Concut turn they come. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce still leading the way down that road. Medals back straight and back down through that Kaiapoi Collision Centre turn they come. They get shown the white flag this time round. 27A, Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger still there in that 2nd spot, and 3rd place is Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow on that 96C bike. So the checkered flag here for Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce. They'll take the win from the 27A of Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger. 3rd place going to Wayne Bryce and Stephen Burrow. That one run in a time of 72.19. 72.19 was the time. Right, heat 12 of the sidecars, race 32 in the program. We should see the 58i of Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twiss coming out of gate 1. The 78i of Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin coming out of gate 2. And the 2NZ bike of Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield will come out of gate 3. So this is heat 12, race 32 in the program. Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist, gate 1. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, gate 2. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, gate 3. Just waiting on Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist. They work their way slowly up into that gate 1. Sitting there ready, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin on the 78i bike. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield, the 2NZ bike. Sitting, waiting in gate 3. Tapes going away, they go, oh, Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist. They jumped up at the line. It's Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin. Oh, they go right round down there coming out of that Concut turn. What a shame for them. Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist though, they take the lead. Second place is Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin get back underway again. So Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist, they head down that road, medals back straight for the second time with Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield there in hot pursuit in second place. And Paul Humphreys and Ricky Pubbin have got a lot of ground to make up after that little bit of a mistake coming out of the Concut turn. So Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist, down the road, medals back straight once again. Down through that AB Engineering turn they go. They'll get shown the white flag. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield still there in that second place on the 2NZ bike. And in third place is Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin on that 78i bike. So through they come. Checkered flag this time for Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist. They take the win and take it quite comfortably in the end from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield on that 2NZ bike. And Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin after that spin up come home in third position on that 78i bike. That one was run in a time of 70.08. 70.08 was the winning time there. Right, race 33 in the program. Heat 13 of the sidecars. Got the 22G of Jason Rees and Calaminis. Should be coming out of gate 1. Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G bike should be coming out of gate 2. The 13C of Liam Stockman and Blair Locke should be coming out of gate 3. And the 24C of Corey Lang and Gus Elliott are coming out of gate 4. Tapes up, they're underway. The 8G of Rob Miller, Red George got away fairly smartly, so too Corey Lang and Gus Elliott from the outside. There's a bit of a drag race on down that road, medals back straight as they go down into that McAlpine turn. It looks like Corey Lang, Gus Elliott have just got a narrow lead over the 8G of Rod Miller and Red George. Second, third place there, Liam Stockman and Blair Locke in that third spot. And Jason Rees, Calaminis have to be content with fourth at the moment. Back down through the Kaiapoi Collision Centre turn they come. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott have hit the front from Rob Miller and Red George on that 8G bike. Third place is Liam Stockman and Blair Locke. And fourth place is Jason Rees, Calaminis. Well, it's all happening out in front here. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, the 24C bike get shown the flag as they come out of that Concut turn and head down that road, medals back straight for the final time. Rob Miller, Red George, they get out pretty wide on that 8G bike, still sitting there in that second place. Oh, there's the win. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, they take it and take it reasonably comfortably in the end from Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G bike. Third place went to Liam Stockman and Blair Locke on the 13C. and Jason Rees and Callum Innes on that 22G bike came home in that 4th place. The winning time there, 67.39. 67.39 was the winning time. Sidecars, race 34 in the program. We've got Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox, the 42C bike, coming out of gate 1. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, the 44I, will come out of gate 2. And gate 4, Ben Morris and Jeff Roper on the 23C bike. Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox sitting there ready, so too Ben Morris, Jeff Roper, just waiting on James Douglas, Harley Biddle to fill that gate 2. They work their way slowly up. Starter looks happy. Tapes rise, they're underway. And from the inside, Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, they got away pretty quickly. So too Harley Biddle and James Douglas and Harley Biddle. And also Ben Morris and Jeff Roper. There's not much between the three of them as they come out of that turn 4. Back down through turns 1 and 2 they go. It's Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox just holding James Douglas hard. Douglas, Harley Biddle. Sorry about that, folks. We lost a bit of audio there again. James Douglas, Harley Biddle in that second spot. Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox took the win. Ben Morris, Jeff Roper of the 23C came home in that 3rd place. The time 67.94, 67.94. Right, heat 15 of the sidecars. Apology for that little bit of audio loss, folks. Heat 15, race 35 in the program. We've got the 88N of Sean Solly, Nick Case down there in gate 1. We've got the 7E of Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce out here in gate 3. Just the two of them, tapes rising, away they go. The 88N of Sean Solly and Nick Case just narrowly in front of Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce as they go through turns 1 and 2. So Sean Solly, Nick Case now as they come out of that Canterbury demolition turn. They've got a bit of a lead over Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. Back down through that AB Engineering Limited turn they go. It's still the 88N of Sean Solly and Nick Case from Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce, keep it down low. Sean Solly, Nick Case up a little higher on the track. Let's Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce close up on them a little bit as they come through this front straight. Once again, they get shown the white flag. Sean Solly, Nick Case still leading the way from Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. Back down through that McAlpine turn they come. It's going to be Sean Solly and Nick Case who'll take the win from Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce. And that one run at a time of 70.50. 70.50 was the winning time. Right, Luca McKinley, the 4C bike, gate 1. Jackson Harley, the 33C, gate 2. The 44I of Sam Coulthard, gate 3. The 73C of Dakota Rogers Green, gate 4. Gate 5 is the 9I of Slade Fordyce, and gate 6 Axel Olivera on that 5C bike. Tapes up, away they go. Who gets the best of it? It looks like the 4 of Luca McKinley and the 44I of Sam Coulthard is first and second there at the moment, as that's the 9I of Slade Fordyce, is it, in that third position, I think. Fourth place is the 5C of Axel Olivera, then the 33 of Jackson Harley, and Dakota Rogers Green on that 73C bike rounds them out. So Luca McKinley on that 4 bike leads the way from the 44I of Sam Coulthard, the 9I of Slade Fordyce in that third spot. The 5C of Axel Olivera fills that fourth position. Fifth place is the 33C of Jackson Harley. And Dakota Rogers Green rounds them out. The white flag there, the checkered flag, sorry, now for the 4C of Luca McKinley. The 44I of Sam Coulthard takes the second place. Third place going for the 9I of Slade Fordyce. Fourth place going to Axel Olivera on that 5C. Jackson Harley took that fifth place, and Dakota Rogers Green on the 73C will take that sixth position. So Chase Lang just getting set there, gate 1. Eli Bartley, the 5I in beside him. Rossi McKinley, the 46C. Oscar Drake, the 72C. He's drawn the outside again. So Oscar Drake, he gets away. It gets away pretty smartly. He's hit the front. Chase Lang and Eli Bartley having a bit of a battle there with Rossi McKinley. But out in front, it's Oscar Drake on that 72C bike. He's got Chase Lang on that 16C bike, trying to get round the outside of him. There's a couple of them getting out of shape further back in the field. Rossi McKinley on the 46C bike and the 5I of Eli Bartley. Chase Lang hits the front on the 16C bike. Second place now is the 72C of Oscar Drake, the 46C of Rossi McKinley in that third place, and the 5I of Eli Bartley in that third position. So a good win there again to Chase Lang on that 16C bike. The 72C of Oscar Drake takes second. The 46 of Rossi McKinley takes third. And fourth place there going to Eli Bartley on the 5I bike. That one done in a winning time of 53.24. Heat 5 for the 125s. We should see Dakota Kringle lining up there on the 55I bike in gate 1. 44I Mason Coulthard, the 23C of Frankie Ray Lelivra, and the 13C of Chase Burrow. Tapes up and away they go. Who gets the best of it? Frankie Ray Lelivra and Dakota Kringle side by side as they come out of turn 2. Back down through turns 3 and 4. It's Dakota Kringle on the 55I bike. We've got Caleb Whaley there as well. He's moved up into second place. Sorry, Frankie Ray Lelivra for the 44I of Mason Coulthard goes up into second place. Frankie Ray Lelivra back there in that third position, and Chase Burrow, the 13C bike, back there in that fourth place. So Dakota Kringle, the 55I, he leads the charge here from the 44I of Mason Coulthard, then the 23C of Frankie Ray Lelivra. That's the way they'll finish. Dakota Kringle takes the win on the 55i. The 44i of Mason Coulthard takes second. Third place goes to the 23C of Frankie Ray Lelivre, and the 13C of Chase Burrow is in that fourth position. That one run at a time of 47.71. This next heat of the Junior 125s, we've got Cormac Buchanan in gate 1, Caleb Whaley gate 3, Finn Reid gate 4. Oh, Cormac Buchanan stalled on the line, so it's just Finn Reid doing it all on his own. The red flag. So Finn Reid doing it all on his own. The red flag shouldn't have gone out, unfortunately, folks, but nevertheless. So it's Finn Reid doing it all on his own. I'm not too sure what happened to Caleb Whaley in that heat either. Numbers for these.
Okay, folks, here we are down at the digged up decks of the pits where we chucked the North Islanders, and we've caught up with this man here, 27, Dylan Millen, from all the way from Auckland, mate. Good race that last one, man. Certainly, did what you needed to do to get across the line in first spot there.
That was second.
That's close enough for me.
Yeah, not too bad. Struggling a bit with drive, but hopefully we'll make it happen in the semi-final.
What's going on with the track out there? Is it starting to slick off now?
Yeah, it is. I think they tried to set up for solos and sidecars, which is fair enough.
Yeah, but you just mean it's your day at the end of the day, isn't it? So, have you changed any setups for this next race?
Yeah, we've made a few changes and new tyres.
New tyres, oh yeah, get all the flash stuff out of the trailer, eh?
Yeah, out of the cobwebs.
Good stuff. So, have you enjoyed your trip down south? Is it, do you enjoy coming down here?
Yeah, it's always good to get here, eh? But hopefully a few more meetings next season because of the New Zealand's been here.
I suppose that's a lot of the motivation. I was talking to a couple of North Island boys, and they said that's one of the main reasons they came down here, is just to get that track time ready for the, for this New Zealand Championships that's coming up here next season.
Yeah, definitely keep up with the guys that are running here all the time.
And your swinger there, obviously, mate. You're enjoying your time down here at Moore Park Speedway.
Yeah, loving it. Yeah.
And you're learning anything from being here?
Yeah.
That's good, eh? These guys are a bit shy. They don't often get TV interviews, so it's all good. He does a lot of racing around the country and obviously in Australia as well. And Moore Park's facilities and stuff like that, is it with the best of them around where you've raced?
Yeah, it's pretty close, eh? It's getting there, definitely.
Good stuff, mate. Good sponsors too, mate. I can see a couple of them on there. Who looks after you?
Yeah, Highway Engineering, Elite CNC, Rendertech, Caro Engineering, Mike at Stinger Race Frames. Wouldn't be here without him.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what you should do, mate. You should go home, hang out with your brother. He'll give you a few tips now to talk on a microphone, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely would.
Here we go, folks. Dylan Millen, 27A, all the way from Auckland. Thanks for coming down, mate, and best of luck for the rest of the racing, eh?
Thank you, guys.
So Rob Miller's obviously, he's bought the AG bike down along with Reed George, obviously, and Reed's the daughter he's disowned while he's in the South Island is actually behind the camera at the moment. So, Rob, how are you finding things now? Are you getting sort of late into the game now?
Good now with the solo set up on. It's actually quite fast until we bug it up one race, but that's racing, eh?
Are you through, or what's the story?
Yeah, somehow we made semis.
That's not going to be a bad thing, is it? So have you made any changes from what you've just in the last couple of heats, or are you good to go now?
Oh yeah, we pinched fizz bike with a new tyre on it, hopefully.
Yeah, that sounds good. Alrighty then. So other than that, been not a bad weekend, just coming down and cruising around and getting some track time for that New Zealand Champs coming up next season.
Yeah, it's a good learning curve for us. We had to come do it, and obviously Reed and I have only raced on one dirt track this year, and that's Rosebank, so it's good to come here and actually get 2 days in. It's bloody grouse.
So clay track's what you specialise in, obviously?
Yep, the outside line on the clay track's our line. So
you don't get too much of that stuff down in the south, though, do you?
Nah, I wish they would have let us race at Ruapuna, then we could have a good crack at everything.
Good stuff. Good sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
Lots of them. Wicked Tints, Sonic Surf, Country Garden Flowers, BCS Signs, Stubbs Contracting, Smash Palace, Zest Cafe. Yeah, there's a few more on there, but can't think of them right now.
It's always on the spot type scenario, isn't it? Hey, once again, thanks very much for coming down. And as I said to you yesterday, it's not truly a New Zealand event unless we've got some of those, fellas from the other island.
Well, true that, and we come make it all fun for you,
Exactly, Red. We'll have a quick chat to you while we got the chance to as well, mate. And of course, you've jumped on the side of this bike. We had a bit of a talk to you yesterday, but clearly that was yesterday. You know, you're loving being back on the bike?
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah. No, it's good to be out there, and yeah, I don't think I'll get off too early.
How many years have you actually been on sidecar racing and stuff?
Close to 25, 24 years, I think it's been. So a lot of it was on 4K, and then I jumped on with Rob this season. So
Has it always been sidecars?
yeah, sidecars only, mate.
That's all it is for you, eh?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, 3 wheels, no gears, no brakes. Let's go.
We actually had somebody come up to us in the van earlier on and they said, how does such an old guy get down there and get back up so easy?
A lot of years of practice, all right.
It's clearly technique now, isn't it?
Yeah, and having a young daughter too, you know, you sort of got to keep feet, keep all the boys away. So that's a good one.
Have you heard of the word shotgun?
Have you heard machine gun?
It's even better, isn't it? Alrighty then. So, and of course, your daughter's behind this camera that we're talking on now. Anything you want to say to her why she can't hit you?
Well, no, not after that sign she just gave me. I don't think so. But nah, she's doing well. It's very good to see her out here. It's good.
Absolutely, you brought her down here just for you knew you were coming down, and she's loving the South Island. Never been to the South Island before, you miserable bugger.
Hell no. Dad's got to get away somewhere.
Definitely. All right. Well, hey, thanks very much for coming down, and once again, and cheers for lending us that for the season. So yeah, thanks very much.
Oh, you're not sending it back, are you?
Oh, rock, paper, scissors. Ready to go. I've got to keep her. Righto, thanks very much. Cheers.
Mate.
So they're lining up here. Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, tapes going away they go. From the inside, Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, they got away fairly promptly, but coming flying around the outside. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, down that road, Medals back straight. They give it everything they've got. They cut down inside once again. They're side by side as they come across the start-finish line. Back down through that con-cut turn they go. Oh, Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox get a little out of shape. Down the road, Medals back straight they go. Paul Humphreys and Ricky Pubbin lead the way from Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox. Back down through the start-finish straight they come once again. Paul Humphreys and Ricky Pubbin. And down that road, Medals back straight once again, back down through that AB Engineering Limited turn they go. They'll get shown the white flag this time round. Pete Stevens, Dylan Fox, they've lost touch here a little bit now after that bit of a mistake down there in turn 2. So, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin just got to keep it all together here. Through the Canterbury Demolition turn they come, and they'll take the win in the repechage. From Pete Stevens and Dylan Fox, who ended up in that second place on that 42C bike. Well done to Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin. They did that in a time of 66.06. They were moving it out. 66.06. Hard to believe the motor in that sidecar was sitting on a road bike last night, travelling up from Invercargill before it got biffed into that sidecar. A little bit of a tune-up and away it goes. Well done to them. Right, repechage 2, race 39 for the sidecars. Jason Rees and Callum Innes on that 22G bike will come out of gate 1. Knuckle Hill Neil Bruce on the 7E bike come out of gate 2. And gate 3 is Liam Stockman and Blair Locke on the 13C bike. All set. Caden's rides are underway out of the middle. Knuckle Hill Neil Bruce got away fairly smartly. So too did Jason Rees. Callum Innes on that 22G bike out of gate 1. They're the ones that lead them down that road. Medals back straight. Knuckle Hill Neil Bruce are in that second spot, and Liam Stockman, Blair Locke in that third position. So down they come through the start finish straight. Jason Rees, Callum Innes, the 22G, they lead the way. From Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce, Liam Stockman, Blair Lock, they get a little bit high and wide in turn 2 and lose a little bit of ground. So Jason Rees, Calaminis, they still lead the way. From Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce on that 7E bike. And third place still Liam Stockman, Blair Lock on that 13C bike. Back down through that Kaiapoi Collision Centre sign they go. It's Calaminis, Jason Rees, and Calaminis get shown the white flag. From Knuckle Hill, Neil Bruce, the 7E bike in that second spot. Third place is still Liam Stockman and Blair Lock. So Jason Rees, Calaminis, they'll take the win and take it quite comfortably. From Knuckle Hill and Neil Bruce on that 7E bike, who ended up in second place, and third place went to Liam Stockman and Blair Lock. The time there was 71.73. Right, sidecars, Division 2, Heat 5, race 40 in the program. We should see the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby in Gate 1. The 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle, Gate 2. Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson, the 15C bike in Gate 3. At Gate 4, the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. They're lining them up here. 62C of Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan out in Gate 4. They're all ready. Tate's Rise are underway. Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan got out fairly smartly, so do Ben Matheson and James Shelby on that 92C bike. Aaron Sullivan, Desmond Shackler in that second spot. Jeff Aldridge, Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson are sitting in that third spot. Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan, they've gone back to that fourth place. So it's the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby lead the way down that road. Medals back straight once again. From the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle. Then we've got Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson in that third position. And fourth place, Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. There's no change as they go down that road. Medals back straight for the third time and back down through that Canterbury demolition turn. It's the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby that lead the way. From the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle. Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson are in that third spot. Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan still in that fourth place, but the win here will go to Ben Matheson and James Shelby. Second place will go to Aaron Sullivan and Desmond Shackle on the 35C. Third place to Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson on the 15C. And fourth place to Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan on that 62C bike. So that was run in a time of 69.82. So put your hands together there for Ben Matheson and James Shelby, coming out the winners of Division 2 today. Race 41 in the program. This is the sidecar semi-final. Semi-final 1. We've got Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrow, the 96C bike will be in Gate 1. Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twiss, the 58I bike, Gate 2. The 2NZ of Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield will be in Gate 3. And Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G bike all the way from Gisborne, will be in gate 4. Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows there. Tapes going away they go. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist got out of there fairly smartly, so do Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield try to muscle in underneath, and Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist, they don't quite pull it off. Rob Miller, Red George sitting there, and that third place, Wayne Price and Desmond Burrows are in that fourth place. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist, they've got a handy little bit of a break here now from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield in that second place. Third place, Rob Miller, Red George. Through they come for the second time, down the front straight here. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. The 8G of Rob Miller and Red George are still there in that third place. There's no change. Wayne Bryce, Stephen Burrows round them out in that fourth spot. They get shown the white flag. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist, the 58I. Heads back down that road, medals back straight for the final time. Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield still sitting there in that second spot. Third place is Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G, and that's the way they'll finish. Aidan Twait, Shane Twist, the 58I. They take the win from Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield on the 2NZ bike. Third place going to Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G. The winning time, a 67.13. 67.13. Fast and furious stuff from the sidecars. That was sidecar semi-final 1. This is coming up now, sidecar semi-final 2, race 42. We've got Sean Solly, Nick Case, the 88N in gate 1. Gate 2 is James Douglas and Harley Biddle on the 44i bike. In gate 3, Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger on the 27A bike. They fill gate 1, just waiting on James Douglas, Harley Biddle to roll up into gate 2. Got Dylan Millen, Tyler Berger, the 27A, gate 3. And out here on the outside, Jason Rees and Callum Innes on the 22G bike. Move into gate 4. Everyone happy, apart from James Douglas, Harley Biddle just rolling forward a little there. Just going to pick another line here. They move over. This time, tapes up, they're underway. James Douglas, Harley Biddle get away fairly smartly, so too did the 88N, but then they got slipped away from Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. Back there through that road, medals back straight. Oh, bit of a bump and a shunt as they go through that Canterbury demolition turn. It's James Douglas, Harley Biddle leading the way from Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger in that second spot. Third place, Sean Solly, Nick Case, and third place, Jason Rees. Fourth place, Jason Rees and Callum Innes. So James Douglas, Harley Biddle on the 44i bike. They're leading the 27A of Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. Back down through that Concut turn they go. Third place still Sean Solly, Nick Case on the 88N bike, and fourth place Jason Rees and Callum Innes on that 22G bike. They get shown the white flag here. It's James Douglas, Harley Biddle on that 44i, down the road, medals back straight for the final time from Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger, who are sitting there in that second spot. Third place Sean Solly, Nick Case on the 88N. And that's the way they'll finish. James Douglas, Harley Biddle take the win on the 44i. The 27A of Dylan Millen and Tyler Berger take second place. The 88N of Sean Solly, Nick Case take third place. And the 22G of Jason Rees, Callum Innes fill that fourth spot. That one run in a time of 67.61. Right, semi-final 3 coming up for contention here. Race 43 in the program. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, the 4K bike should be coming out of gate 1. Ben Morris, Jeff Roper, the 23C bike coming out of gate 2. And gate 3, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott on the 24C bike. And gate 4, Paul Humphreys and Ricky Pubbin. Pubbin should be in gate 4, that's it. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, gate 1, Ben Morris, Jeff Roper, gate 2, gate 3, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott, gate 4, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin. Just waiting for Corey Lang, Gus Elliott to line themselves up here in gate 3. We're all happy. Tapes rise, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin got out fairly quickly, so too Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. Once again, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin are in a drag race with Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce down that road. Medals back straight. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott have gone up into third, and Ben Morris, Jeff Roper in that 4th spot. So Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, here's hoping they don't split it up this time round. Down the road, Medals back straight they go once again. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce in that 2nd spot. They're in hot pursuit. 3rd place, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott on that 24C bike, and the 23C of Ben Morris, Jeff Roper are back there in that 4th place. So Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin once again down through that Canterbury Demolition turn they come. They get shown the white flag this time round. The 4K of Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce, they close up once again as they come out of that Concut turn. Back down through that McAlpine turn they go. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce still in that 2nd place. But Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin, they take the win from the 4K of Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce, who come home in 2nd place. 3rd place going to Corey Lang and Gus Elliott on that 24C bike. And Ben Morris and Jeff Roper, the 23C, end up in that 4th position. The time there is 66.70. 66.70. So another good ride there from Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin, with a great battle with Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce on that 4K bike. Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin coming out the victors. Right, we go back into the infield for the B final of the 125s. After we give it a little bit of a dampen down this track, of course, we will be having the 125B final. Give you a little time to write this into your program, folks, and take note of all this. The 44i of Mason Coulthard will come out of gate 2. 86i of Finn Reid will come out of gate 3. And the 13C of Chase Burrow will come out of gate 4. And Mason Coulthard hits the lead. So Mason Coulthard, the 44i, he leads the way from the 86i of Finn Reid and the 13C of Chase Burrow. So Mason, he goes a little wide. Finn Reid closes up on him a little bit here as they come back through the start-finish straight. It's still Mason Coulthard, the 44i bike, who leads the way from the 86i of Finn Reid and the 13C of Chase Burrow. Mason Coulthard and Finn Reid, 1 and 2. Chase Burrow losing contact with him a little bit there. So the win going to the 44i of Mason Coulthard. Second place going to the 86i of Finn Reid, and third place going to the 13C of Chase Burrow. So the 44i of Mason Coulthard will go through to the final of the 125s. Right, Pee-wees, Heat 4, Division 2. Slade Fordyce, the 9i, is in Gate 1. The 44i of Sam Coulthard is in Gate 2. The 33C of Jackson Harley comes out of Gate 3. The 5C of Axel Lelivra comes out of Gate 4. The 73C of Dakota Rogers Green comes out of Gate 5. And Luca McKinley on the 4C bike comes out of Gate 6. Tapes up, they're underway from the outside. Luca McKinley once again gets away fairly smartly. There's a bit of a battle on between Slade Fordyce and Sam Coulthard for that second place. Looks like Slade Fordyce, the 9i bike, has gone up into second, but Sam Coulthard keeps it down low and he slips back up into second place. Axel Lelivra, the 5C bike, he's sitting there in that fourth place. The 33C of Jackson Harley in fifth place, and Dakota Rogers Green, the 73C, is in that fifth place. But out in front, Luca McKinley, the 4C, leads the way from the 44i of Sam Coulthard. The 9i of Slade Fordyce sits there in that third spot. Then we've got Axel Lelivra, the 5C bike. They get shown the white flag this time round. Still Luca McKinley out in front on that 4C bike from the 44i of Sam Coulthard. Then the 9i of Slade Fordyce. That's the way they'll finish. Luca McKinley taking the win from the 44i of Sam Coulthard in second place. The 9i of Slade Fordyce takes third spot. Fourth place, goes to Axel Lelivra of the 5C. Fifth place, Jackson Harley, the 33C. And sixth place to Dakota Rogers Green on that 73 bike. That one running a time of 62.02.
Wow, welcome back folks to Moore Park Speedway, and what is happening here. These guys, of course, the 78i, they've got a lot of support around here because what happened to them yesterday with the blown engine, the whole crew is all pitched in, family members and stuff to get them a motor up here, and you were seeing in that last heat just how wonderful they did and got themselves through into that final race. This could be the story of the actually probably the whole season. If these guys manage to pull this off, this is going to be something special, isn't it? But don't take it away from those other guys that are going to be there as well. Aidan Twaits, fantastic today. Hasn't made a mistake yet. Shane Twist on the swinging side of things there. Look at the 44 bike. Also James Douglas, James Douglas and Parley Biddle. Fantastic as well. This is going to brew up to be a fantastic final for the 2018 New Zealand Short Track Championships, brought to us by City South Van Spears and of course the Pits TV, who I hope you're enjoying the coverage.
In Gate 2, Frankie Ray Lelivra. Gate 3, Mason Coulthard, who won that big final, coming out of Gate 4. Cormac Buchanan comes out of Gate 1 on that 14i bike. Frankie Ray Lelivra just getting himself sorted there. Tapes up, they're underway. Once again, Cormac Buchanan, he hits the front on the 14i bike. The 55i of Dakota Kringle sitting there in second place. Third place is the 44i of Mason Coulthard, and the 23 of Frankie Ray Lelivra rounds them out. So Cormac Buchanan once again slides through turns 3 and 4 with a 4 or 5 bike length lead over the 55i of Dakota Kringle, and a little further back we've got the 44i of Mason Coulthard. They get shown the white flag here. Cormac Buchanan slides back round through turns 1 and 2. Dakota Kringle there still in that second spot, and Mason Coulthard, the 44i, comes home in third place. Well done to Cormac Buchanan. An excellent win there, regains the title. Cormac Buchanan comes out victorious. Short track national champ for the 125s once again, 2 years in a row. Well done, Cormac. Second place, as I say, going to Dakota Kringle. Third place to Frankie Ray Lalivra. Third place to Mason Coulthard. And fourth place to Frankie Ray Lalivra. That was running a time of 47.28. 47.28. These are our up-and-coming stars of Speedway. The 44i of Sam Coulthard leading them around. Cormac Buchanan, the 14i. The winner of the 125s, and Chase Lang, the 16C bike. The winner of the Division 2s, the Division 1s. It's Sam Coulthard, who was Division 2, who was the winner there. So well done to these young fellows, as I say, our up-and-coming stars. Well done to Cormac Buchanan, the 14i, holding on to that 125 title for the second year in a row. Well done to Chase Lang on that 16C bike. The 44i of Sam Coulthard. Well done to him as well. And congratulations to Cormac, as I say. Well done. Rightio, folks. Here we have it. This is the B final for the sidecars. We've got Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger, the 27A bike, coming out of gate 1. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, the 4K bike, comes out of gate 2. And Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield on that 2NZ bike come out of gate 3. All set. Takes up, they're underway. Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger get away fairly quickly. So too Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. But they've been beaten by Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. Gone up into second place, Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. And third place, Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield. So there's no change as they go back down through that Concut turn. It's Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce out in front from Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger sitting there in that second spot. Then third place, Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Wayne Lett, Chris Chatfield look to slide underneath Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. They don't quite pull it off. They get filled in as they go down that road medals back straight. Out in front though, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce. They're in the clean air as they get the white flag shown to them this time round. It's the 27A of Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. Try to outstrip them as they head down that road medals back straight once again. They don't quite close up on them enough. It's Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce that are going to take the win from the 27A of Dylan Moore and Tyler Berger. Third place going to Wayne Lett and Chris Chatfield. Well done to Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, winning the B final there. Race 48. The C final. We should see Rob Miller and Red George on the 8G bike in gate 1. Gate 2, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott on the 24C bike. Gate 2. Gate 3 should be the 88N bike of Sean Solly and Nick Case. Rob Miller, Red George. Red George just doing a little bit of gardening down there, trying to find a line. 24C of Corey Lang, Gus Elliott. They slip their way up into gate 2 And gate 3, Sean Solly, Nick Case on that 88N bike. Tapes rise, away they go. Oh, Rob Miller, Red George, they get a little out of shape getting off the line, but they're the first ones through the turn. Second place, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott. Third place, Sean Solly, Nick Case. Bound through that AB Engineering Limited turn they go. It's Rob Miller, Red George, who lead the charge here from Corey Lang, Gus Elliott in that second spot on the 24C bike. And Sean Solly, Nick Case on that 88N bike are in that third position. There's no change as they slide back down through that Kaiapoi Collision Centre turn. It's the 8G of Rob Miller and Red George leading the way from Corey Lang, Gus Elliott. Corey Lang, Gus Elliott go high and wide. They actually close up a little as they drag down that road. Metals back straight once again. They put a bit of pressure on and they stay high and wide. Rob Miller and Red George just move out a little and hold Corey Lang, Gus Elliott out that little bit. Oh, Corey Lang, Gus Elliott just had to change in line a little there as Rob Miller and Red George heard them coming. So down through that Concut turn they go. Here's the checkered flag. It's going to be Rob Miller and Red George that'll take the win. Second place going to Corey Lang and Gus Elliott. Third place going to Sean Solly and Nick Case on the 88N bike. Well, what a winning ride from Rob Miller and Red George. Very tactical, moving in and out across the track, holding out Corey Lang and Gus Elliott. That one run in a time of 69.33. 69.33. This is Sidecar Division 2. We've got Jeff Aldridge, Jed McClellan, a 62C bike in Gate 1. Dave Buckland, Chris James in Gate 2, Ben Matheson, James Shelby, Gate 3. On the outside, Aaron Sullivan, Des Shackleton. Off the back, we've got Jason Rees and Callum Innes. So it looks like it's the 92C bike of Ben Matheson, James Shelby once again, who come down through that turns 3 and 4 from the 35C of Aaron Sullivan and Des Shackle sitting in that second place. The 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris James are in that third position. Then we've got the 22G of Jackson Rees, Callum Innes. Down they come once again, the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby. Second place, still Dave Blick and Chris James in that third place. Aaron Sullivan, Des Shackle in that second position. The white flag gets shown as the 92C of Ben Matheson and James Shelby. Third place is Dave Black and Chris. Oh, they've blown it. They go infield. The 92C, Ben Matheson, James Shelby take the win. Second place is going to go to the 15C of Dave Buckland and Chris Johnson. Third place going to the 62C of Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. The 22G of Jason Rees and Callum Innes. And fourth place going to Jeff Aldridge and Jed McClellan. Well, unfortunate for Aaron Sullivan, and Des Shackle ending up.
Okay, folks, not often we do this, but we're catching up with one of the youngsters here that won the deal, Cormac Buchanan. That's fantastic, mate. How did you feel? You're the short track champion now, even though you're short.
I felt relief, because I genuinely didn't think I was going to take that final out after the heat before the final, because I didn't complete that race. So it's like a huge weight off my shoulders, and I'm just glad to take it out. I mean,
it must be good for you to come all this way from Invercargill. You had one focus, you've achieved that focus. You must be absolutely ecstatic with yourself, are you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
All right, so obviously there's a lot of people there that have helped you to get where you are, isn't there? So who looks after you?
Mum and Dad and all of my sponsors, especially Mum and Dad, because Dad, he drove up here the whole 8 hours, and Mum, she's just there to help me out and stuff. So yeah, it's just amazing.
Absolutely. So you're still reasonably young, but is Speedway where you want to stay? Solos? What are you going to aspire to be?
I'm actually might be going to road bike soon because, just want to try something different. So yeah, but I'm still going to stick with Speedway because it's very fun and thrilling. So yeah.
Did you not know, Cormac, that the tar seal, that's to get to a speedway track? I mean, that's the real racing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Well, that's fantastic, and congratulations, man. Awesome. Anybody else you want to thank?
Mum and Dad, Nan and Grand, Top Line Speedway Supplies, and Bike Trans, and Franken Auto Radiators.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Rightio, folks, here we go. This is what we've been waiting on. This winner of this will be the short track national winner for the 2017-2018 season. We've got Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. The 4K bike will be in gate 1. Aidan Twaite, Shane Twist, the 58i bike will come out of gate 2. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, the 44i bike will come out of gate 3. And the 78i of Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin will come out of gate 4. So, the final race for the 2017-2018 season here at Moore Park coming up very shortly. Tapes rise are underway. The 44i of James Douglas and Harley Biddle got out of there fairly smartly. So too Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. Right in amongst it, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin. So too Aidan Twaite, Shane Twist. At the moment it's Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce who are leading the way. Oh! There's a big tumble there. We've gone red. There was a bit of a bump and a shunt going on down there in that Concut turn. Not sure who bumped who, but looks like JD, James Douglas, giving himself a bit of a bump there, and of course losing his passenger, Harley Biddle. They both appear to be okay. They're both on their feet, which is the main thing. That bike bucked up in the air. So we'll leave it up to the officials to decide what happens here. Always drama in a final. So they're all back in. They've called it a racing incident with Paul Humphreys giving James Douglas and Harley Biddle that bit of a tap there. Well, James Douglas, Harley Biddle were getting a little out of shape. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin didn't have much space to move in. So they're going to put them all back in. It'll be a complete restart. Tapes going, away they go. This time, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce once again shoot out of there pretty rapidly. From the outside, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, and also we've got Aidan Twaite and Shane Twist. James Douglas, Harley Biddle sitting there in that 4th spot. Out of that Concut turn they come for the first time. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce. They've got a wee bit of a break here over Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist sitting there in that 2nd place. 3rd place, Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin, and 4th spot, James Douglas and Harley Biddle. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, they've slid up into that 3rd spot over Paul Humphrey and Ricky Pubbin. So Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce once again down that road, medals back straight from Aidan Twaits, Shane Twist, and James Douglas and Harley Biddle. Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin still there in that 4th place. They've got 1 lap left to go. Still Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce holding them out. It's Paul Humphrey, Aidan Twaits, Shane Twist that have gone up and still up in there in that 2nd place. James Douglas, Harley Biddle done again. 3rd place, and Paul Humphrey, Ricky Pubbin have to be content with 4th. So Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, they come out the victors. They are the short track national champs for the 2017-2018 season. 2nd place going to Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist. 3rd place to James Douglas and Harley Biddle. That race run in a time of 67.59. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this meeting that Moore Park have brought you here today. Just remember, drive home safely. Remember to put your rubbish in the bin before you leave. A big thank you to you, the spectators, to all our supporters, sponsors, and anybody else that's had a part in helping to run the meeting. All our officials, our medical staff, our flag marshals, timekeepers, referees, judges, everybody. A big, big thank you, and we'll see you all back here at Moore Park for our 2018-2019 season when we start sometime around the end of October. Keep an eye on the Facebook page.
Frankie Ray, the rider of the 23C. Not your day today, obviously, but still, it's not always about getting out there and winning. It's about competing and all that sort of stuff. And so you'd be happy with your results anyway, are you?
Yeah, I'm really happy. And I'm really happy that Cormac got the win because he's one of my close friends, and I'm happy that it went to someone that's really good.
Absolutely, but I mean, obviously you're going to get to that point where you're going to be like that too, aren't you?
Yeah. Definitely.
So what about, he just said he's going to go to hard track, so what do you reckon? Are you going to stay with the dirt stuff?
I'm going to be a world champ speedway rider, and I'm going to maybe race at Isle of Man one day.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? And so who's your, the person that you see as admire, that sort of motivates you to race speedway?
Probably Ty Woofenden.
Oh yeah, I know that fella, eh? He does that speedway GP, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, hey, that's awesome that you've attended this meeting, and you have a few sponsors and stuff. Who looks after you?
Go Fast Racing, Dino Works Ashburton, Mum and Dad, and Harvey Signs.
Good stuff, mate. Well, congratulations. Not the win, but you certainly did very, very well today, and I hope you had a good fun here at Moore Park Speedway.
I did, and I really enjoy this sport. I hope that heaps of kids get into it.
You tell them. Yeah. Okay, folks, here we are. Well, it's been a bit of a rough one for you guys. Obviously, that final, this is the 44 of James Douglas, and of course, we've got Harley Biddle beside us as well. James, mate, you probably, oh hell, you said you were sore after yesterday's incident. You're probably just as bad now, are you?
Oh yeah, my nuts a bit sore, but it was sore yesterday too, but it was the opposite side, so it's just evened out the pain now.
Yeah, well, I've got Tony Biddle online, and she just wants to know boys are right, so we better just, Harley, you better say you're all good, eh?
Yeah, mate, I'm all good.
Good stuff. So, I mean, sort of not the ultimate goal of getting first spot, but pretty good achievement considering you're on the Old Faithful. It's done you pretty proud the last part of the season. How does it actually feel, third, I suppose effectively it's a 3NZ short track, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. We never seem to win this title. I think we've probably been third and fourth and second probably about 5 years in a row now, so it keeps eluding us, but we'll come back and have another crack next year, I suppose.
Absolutely. That track, they look pretty rough out there, that was safe to say?
Yeah, it was pretty good early on, and then, it certainly slickened off in that last round there, but everyone's got to ride the same track, so I guess it just, best man won at the end of the day, didn't he?
Man, it was so close. I mean, all you bikes were so close. I mean, obviously Gannon had sort of checked out and gone, but those 3 bikes, it could have gone anyway, and it only took for a mistake to be made. You'd be pretty pleased you weren't the one to make it.
Yeah, well, that's it. You just about a blanket over everyone in that final, and the times all day has sort of shown that whoever got the gate was probably going to win. And it was going to have to take something pretty special for the person in second or third to make their way to the front. So it's pretty good.
Good sponsors, mate. We better look after those, obviously.
We've got South Coast Customs, Perium Hedge Cutting, Royal Bush Transport, Winter Motorcycles, having a bit of a mind fade, Southern Bricklaying and Plastering, Dyno Tech and Creation Signs.
Not too bad, considering you've had a couple of knocks to that noggin of yours, eh? And Harley, of course, you come off there, no major damage, obviously. You'll be pretty pleased you got back on there, and hey, 3rd spot, still pretty damn good.
Yeah, mate, pretty proud of what we've achieved this weekend, to be honest. Finals both days, pretty happy. But yeah, we've definitely had our fair share of bangs in the last 2 days than we have in the last 2 years that we've been racing, so that's pretty good.
Absolutely, but I mean, serious track time though for the New Zealand champs coming up here next season. It'll obviously be a goal for you both, you guys.
Yeah, mate. Yep, definitely. That's the one that we want to take out next year. So we're going to be working hard for that one.
Good stuff, guys. Hey, guys, congratulations, 3rd spot. Well done.
Awesome. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Jess.
Right, well, that was, of course, the 44 of JD and, of course, Harley Biddle. We're going to catch up with the guys that got 2nd and 1st, so just hang on there, folks, and we'll just get that organised for you now. Back soon. Right, I didn't think, Dave Gannon, that I'd be having this conversation with you at the end of the day, considering the way the weekend's gone, but when it counted, you made it happen, back-to-back. That's pretty big achievement, mate. How do you feel?
Oh, no, me and Daryl both wrapped. I can't believe it. Aiden and James were flying all weekend. I thought it's going to be a hard charge, and even Paul Humphreys putting that bike in, the engine in the bike today, coming out here and doing what he did. It's awesome, eh?
Mate, it just blew me away. I mean, it wasn't just a small one. It was quite a large one. I mean, these guys were quite a length behind you. What did you do? Did you find the right setup? What was the story?
We've been playing with setups all day, and we think we finally found the right one to handle the slick track. So, I didn't realise it sounded like they were right up my date, but I don't know. I was just. Yeah,
no, it's pretty good though, mate. You must be pretty proud of that treatment. Daryl, of course, this is still valuable time for you guys as well, especially with the New Zealand champs coming up. You would have loved that last race, not so much the most of the weekend, but certainly the last one's all good, eh?
Yeah, it was great. Well, really wasn't looking forward to that restart. Don't do that well on restarts, but worked out all right as well.
It's probably, actually, I think you had a better start than what you did in the first time.
That's what they said, but I'll have to wait for the footage.
Absolutely.